And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
All right, welcome to the show. Good news on the horizon with the economy. A lot of good things happening. We're so excited to talk about some of the positivity in the marketplace here in Tampa Bay and nationwide. We got Patrick Highland joining us. He's host of the Sports Zone. He's also a local insurance agent. We're going to talk with him about the veterans here in Tampa Bay, as well as Medicare open enrollment is ending in March. So you got to reach out to him, call the hotline, we'll put you in touch. Also, Shane Socash going to be joining us as well. David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. We always talk with him about alternative investment opportunities. A lot of things happening with the gold and silver markets as well. And top 6 selling automobiles in the United States. We're going to go through our top 6 list here today as well. And we are going to feature our listings, of course. As you know, my wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, Keller Williams Realty. We always help our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of their real estate. But we got a party coming up, Dave. We're going to tell them about this party going on. It's a really cool venue this time. Pinellas County, Tarpon Turtle, coming up Thursday, March 20th.
Absolutely. Thursday, March 20th, 6 p.m., Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs. We have, where was this? 1513 Tarpon Avenue, Lake Tarpon. So, fantastic time, of course, to get together, network with the show hosts, people that show up there. It's always a great time. We know Tarpon Turtle does have great ambiance. It's actually the daylight savings times helps us out because we get a lot more of the sun. I know we're going to have a pontoon boat there this time.
Yeah, we'll get a little booze cruise going.
Late afternoon cruise with it. The appetizers are going to be fantastic because they're also covered by the MVP team.
That's right, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, and the George. Shout out to George and his team, Tarpon Turtle. Great location, a lot of fun there. All of our radio show expert contributors, our real estate team. And it's going to be a great time. And by the way, it's a free event. So come on out and join us in networking too. You know, and one of the things that really makes our day. Had a really good call. Yes, a couple calls yesterday from the talk show. We had a tree service company call in. Hey, I want to know more about that 100% financing for business owners. Mm-hmm. So we can definitely help you with our connections and the knowledge on some of these loan programs. There's also one called the 203H program. It's 100% financing for anybody affected by natural disasters. A lot of people don't even realize that exists. That's for tenants and owners. So some of the knowledge that you gain here from the Consumer Quarterback Show is really life impacting. So we're hopefully going to be helping out that business owner that called in yesterday for 100% financing on his business, helping change lives and especially on the business side. So we're going to get into that here in just a moment. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a commercial property. Let's kick it off with this commercial property in Ocala. We do list vacant land, commercial properties, residential properties, and this one's a great opportunity on Maricamp Road in Ocala, Florida, 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road. You've got 5,725 square feet. You got almost an acre of land. This is a retail hardware store, and of course, it could be utilized for other similar purposes. Doesn't have to stay as a hardware store, although you'd be buying a lot of the equipment as well if you'd like. It could be sold together or separate. Now, there's also 2 rentable sections in the back that provide steady lease revenue. So you got income coming in. You've got trucks, meaning big semi-trucks, big rigs back there that are parked and they're paying rent as well. So you got cash flow, you got great property, you got a wonderful parking lot, lots of land. 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road in Ocala, Florida. One of our vacant land commercial listings that is here in the back. You do have vacant land in the back, that is. So seller financing available too with a strong down payment. All right, 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard. This is a beautiful single-family home, estate-style home in Claremont, Florida, close to Disney over there. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2 half bath, 2-car garage, 3121 square feet, 1 acre of land, gated community with lake access, so you're on a beautiful lake there. This is an exclusive community with only about 29 homes in that community, so it's a great location, and it's a very unique property. I love this home. You got a beautiful pool, spa package, screened-in pool, very vaulted ceilings there. Great opportunity at 17416 Magnolia Island Boulevard, Claremont, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you as well. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Patrick Highland back in studio with us. He is host of the Sports Zone. Welcome in, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Rhymes. You picked the right day to have me in here, St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. I love it, man.
You know, you did a good job there, young man.
I've got some Irish in my bloodline too, brother.
Amen. No, St. Patrick's Day. It's a great day. We're going to have a lot of fun today, and that's what it's all about, man. And it's a party week, St. Patrick's Day, and then your party on Thursday in Tarpon Springs, Florida.
That's right. There's something like 30 million Irish in the United States is what I hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah. Todd's raising his hand over there. Yeah, man, a lot of good stuff happening. And I know you do a lot with veterans. Let's start with the veterans, and then we'll get into the Medicare options. Let's talk turkey around veterans. What are you seeing out there with the vets? Are we treating them right? What are you seeing?
It's getting better, Brandon. Yeah. You know, we're getting some funding for them that needs to be done. We're also making sure they're getting the health care they need, and also getting their disability ratings up. A lot of people are not, rated the way they should, and it's a travesty. And it's always red tape and paperwork, but I can help people out with that too. And I have connections with both VA hospitals, Paralyzed Veterans Association group, just a lot of good people, man, out there that are willing to help the vets. And they're willing to take a bullet for us, Brandon. The least we can do is make their life easier while they're here on this earth.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was actually in the news. The VA was in the news. I'm going to roll tape here real quick.
There's talk, okay, Trump might make cuts to the VA. Well, it would be cuts to the number of people who worked at the VA in 2019.
Which was when Trump was president.
Trump was president, and he'd also already done big improvements to the VA at that time. Like, it was working pretty well. And since then, we have a lower number of veterans. The number of veterans is declining.
So what we're trying to...
So what do you specifically do when you work with veterans? What are you helping them with?
I either get them in touch to get their disability rating higher. AIDS and attendance is a big thing right now for the senior population that served during the Vietnam era. Okay, they need either home health care, assisted living facilities. There's monies out there for them, and a lot of times they think they had to have set foot on Vietnam soil. No, as long as they served during wartime, they're covered. There's a lot of misnomers out there. So, please do your due diligence, check on things, and get the right information.
Yeah.
And it's very important. These guys deserve it. And, Trump's trying to cut a lot of things out. Okay? If you're not holding your weight, okay, then why do I need you around here?
Yeah.
The guys that I work with get these veterans millions of dollars, get them assisted, get them placed. They're earning their keep. Guess what? They don't have to worry about losing their job.
Right.
Because they're not going to get cut. I'm sorry. I mean, Brandon, you can't hire 3 people to sit around in your office and drink coffee and pay them 6 figures a year.
Right.
It don't work that way.
That's right.
It'd be great if we could print money that way, but it doesn't work that way. So, I see good things on the horizon. And it's all about making use of your time and effort for folks.
Yeah, and we saw where the print money got us. It got us into this trouble with inflation, which, by the way, good news on the economic front. Consumer price inflation was 2.8% in February, with wages rising on average by 4%. The purchasing power of consumers are a tad better. This was the first month in the last 4 or 5 years that that CPI number has improved. Inflation needs to be convincingly moving towards 2% before the Federal Reserve will consider cutting that short-term interest rates that everybody's kind of looking at. But the article goes on. This is from chief economist at NAR, by the way, the National Association of Realtors. Mortgage rates are inching down. Nothing major there yet, but we're seeing that. Tariff war could cause inflation in the short run, but it's going to take a while to turn this big ship. It's not a ski boat. But a movement towards deregulatory policies from Washington can be deflationary over time. Also, lower oil prices. We're already seeing oil prices come down. Here's a chart that I pulled off the internet as well. So the oil prices are coming down. That's going to lead to lower shipping costs and hence lower prices on goods. Gasoline prices are almost back to levels seen in the years prior to COVID disruption years. So good news on the front.
Oh, absolutely, Brandon. I think it's fantastic news. I joke around on the Sports Zone on Sundays about the Cleveland Guardians because it was the Cleveland Indians and the Washington Commanders. We call them the Washington Commies or the Caucasians to have some fun with names. And everybody's giving Trump a hard time about the Gulf of America, but they don't realize why he did that. And that's the funny part about it. Drill, baby, drill, because when they put the law into effect, they said you can't drill in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, guess what? If you change the name, that changes all the legalities.
Now, is that true?
Yeah.
Is it? So it's literally just a
litigious nonsense again.
Yeah.
Who are we kidding? Oh, so we change the name, that makes it okay for you to do it. There's things just baffle me. I mean, we need to get back to common sense in this great country of ours and wake up.
We're getting there.
We're getting there slowly but surely. And hey, people are going to say we're $33 trillion in debt. Sure. And guess what? I'm 50 pounds overweight, but at least make a little bit of an effort to cut back on your caloric intake. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. So make the necessary steps. Oh, well, you cutting back just a couple hundred calories, Patrick, isn't going to do much. Over time, it will. And that's how you have to look at it. We can only probably trim maybe $1 trillion a year, Brandon. Let's be real. That's 30 years from now. But then, oh, wait a second, tariffs. So I do business with you, Brandon, and you want to charge me 25%. Okay, no problem. But then when you're going to do business on my end of the scale, you don't want me to charge you 25%, right? That makes sense. That's a heck of a deal for me.
Yeah.
And what other country?
Reciprocal tariffs. Makes so much sense.
It's just common. It's business.
Yeah.
Come on. Brandon, if you give me a bunch of referrals and I don't give you any referrals, how much longer are you going to be giving me referrals?
Right.
It's just business. It's common sense.
Yep.
One other thing I'd like to know, what other country taxes its citizens and then sends the money overseas?
Right. Exactly.
I don't get it. It's St. Patrick's Day. We want to have fun today and party, but Brandon, I still have to keep it real and talk about things out there that need to be changed and fixed. And, the other thing you brought up, Brandon, about the properties and the businesses that and all our contributors here. Anybody listening right now, what I'm about to talk about might not affect you or what Brandon talks about, but you might have a family member.
Yeah.
Family member who's a veteran, a family member who's needing a place in Ocala for business or storage.
Yep.
If we all would start looking out for each other like we used to in this great country, things would get along a lot better. And that's what we need to do. I really do believe that. That's what it's all about, Brandon.
Yeah, we're talking with Patrick Highland, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I've known Patrick for a decade or more, and he's host of the Sports Zone. He's got his weekend show. They have a lot of fun with that, talking some sports, talking some insurance, and we're going to talk about Medicare open enrollment as well. But you touched on a couple of things. What country taxes their citizens and sends it overseas? I do have tape on that as well. We've had this was found recently where USAID going to the Taliban.
The Trump administration has also raised concerns over USAID funding making its way into the hands of American enemies. For example, federal prosecutors say up to $10 million worth of USAID funds went towards food for the Nusra Front, an al-Qaeda-linked terror group in Syria. In Afghanistan, the White House says millions of taxpayer dollars went towards farming equipment and fertilizer used for poppy cultivation and heroin production.
Pretty crazy when you see that. And the people that are screaming about cutting and why are you cutting these jobs or why are you cutting that? You have to cut because there's also these types of stories here. Check this one.
Mr. Secretary, is a bag of bushings. This bag of bushings, stamped out by machinists. Don't need a high school diploma. It's not anything high tech about this. All of this bag is compliant with the FAA specifications. How much do you think the Air Force pays for this bag of bushings?
I don't know, Congressman.
$90,000. This is a $90,000 bag of bushings that you need for any jet turbine engine.
So we've heard these stories, we've seen it, and now we're finally doing something about it.
Well, it's time, isn't it? When we were kids, Brandon, it was $250 hammers that was going on out there, and people are going, wow. Now we have $1,000 toilets. I mean, what are we doing? It's got to stop, man. Obviously, there's corruption. Obviously, there's underhanded deals going on.
That's right.
And, hey, there's always going to be that. But let's cut back. Let's keep it real. And I just don't get it. We're sending all this money all over. It's like this, Brandon. Suppose you were kind enough to let me stay with you because I got to get my affairs in order. No problem. Yep. And I come into some money. Well, hey, Patrick, how about, throwing it my way since... you stayed here for 6 months, and I've taken care of the electric, the food, and everything else for you. Well, no, I'm going to give it to somebody else, Brandon, because they need it. You don't.
Right.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't. You're right. Absolutely.
I don't get it.
All right, quick break. More with Patrick Highland on the other side. Plus, our countdown here is top 6 automobiles selling in the United States. Top 6. We're going to go through that here coming up. And also, Medicare open enrollment is open until the end of March. We're going to get details from Patrick Highland. He's our insurance expert for all things related to that coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rimes 1 at CQB Show. We got our podcast up now, Rumble. Everything's hitting on all cylinders thanks to our great production team. We'll be right back. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhyme, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rimes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rimes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here in studio with Patrick Highland, host of the Sports Zone. He's got his weekend show here on Sundays, 11 a.m., and he's also an insurance agent. So we're going to talk about Medicare open enrollment open till the end of March. So that's coming up. Also, we got our top 6 selling automobiles in the United States right now. We're going to go through that as well. A couple of hot listings before we do. We got a beautiful listing here at 221 Howard Drive. This is a multi-million-dollar listing from the Platinum MVP team on the beach, Bel Air Beach. 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,500 square foot, single-family home. Gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 linear feet of water frontage. Bring your boat, bring your jet skis. Enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. And, yes, you can cruise around over into the Gulf of America, which Dave said no hurricanes, right?
No hurricanes yet in the Gulf of America.
There we go. Hopefully none coming. All right, so that's 221 Howard Drive. Beautiful property. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. We got another beautiful listing here. This is a $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. Keller Williams Realty. It's an exclusive neighborhood. You only have 3 homes in the entire neighborhood, gated community, 443, two-story single-family home, 3,600 square feet, over an acre of land, 65-year transferable warranty on the metal roof, 130 feet of private water frontage, 6,000-pound boat lift. Take your boat to dinner and enjoy that Florida lifestyle to the fullest. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane, Tampa, Florida. And you can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com. By the way, on the website, consumerqb.com, you can see links there to all of our expert contributors. You can see previous shows, previous episodes. We post all the episodes there, and we greatly appreciate everybody that supports the show by supporting the local economy, calling into the hotline. We'll plug you in with Patrick Highland, any of our other experts, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great self-defense experts, technology, real estate mortgage, so many different ways that we help you, and we serve the community as a consumer advocate here in Tampa Bay. All right, let's get our top 6 out of the way here. Patrick, top 6 automobiles. You got a guess? What's on the list here?
I hope my Ford F-150s are at least in the top 10.
They're there, man. I'll tell you, that Ford F-Series, that's number 4 right now. That's got a rating of 0.9. What is this? The best-selling? Oh, in millions of units. Okay. So 0.9 would be, 900,000 then, if it's in millions? So 900,000 roughly cars worldwide in 2024. Yeah, so just under 1 million units of Ford F-Series. So that could be an F-150, 250, 350. Depends on if you need that quarter ton, half ton, and a full
A lot
ton.
of people use them for work or pleasure. F-150 is normally for pleasure and just having a truck to move things if you need it.
Something lighter.
I figured they'd be in there. Toyota in the mix there.
Toyota's got a couple in the top 6. Yeah, Corolla and the RAV4.
Tesla make the top 10.
Those are 2 and 3, and Tesla's number 1.
Really?
Tesla Model Y. I'm not sure which one is Y. Is that the small coupe or something?
Yeah, that was the original one.
Probably a more. That one sold over 1 million units. Yeah, that one sold over 1 million. So yeah, so Tesla's 1, Toyota's 2 and 3, Ford is number 4. The number 5 best-selling vehicle in the United States last year is a Honda CR-V. I think that's the smaller kind of a
little SUV.
Yep.
They're cool vehicles. A lot of people love those.
Yep, and then in the top 6, rounding out the top 6, you got the good old Chevrolet Silverado.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, they make a heck of a truck also.
Yeah, so trucks are in there, representing up there. I miss having trucks. Growing up in a country town, doing some country stuff. Doing the
like
rodeo days and all that. But it's just not. I don't really need it, so I like what I drive now. It's a nice.
Yeah, the only reason I like my truck is twofold. I helped out a veteran last Friday. He had to move, and he was like, "Hey, Patrick, can you help me out?" I said, "Absolutely, man."
There you go.
So it's nice to have that availability. When the wonderful hurricanes hit, all the branches and everything, I was able to throw them in the truck and get them the heck out of the yard. So
yeah, that's perfect. Got to have that truck bed. Let's get into your Medicare open enrollment options.
Yeah. Well, today's St. Patrick's Day. That's 2 weeks away, the 31st. If you're looking to make a change with your Medicare Advantage plan, this is the time. Then we're going to get into closed enrollment period, and there's only a few special election periods, so you don't want to do that to yourself. If you're not completely happy, give me a call, 813-966-1052. We'll compare with what you have with your Medicare Advantage plan to what other options you have. And if it makes more sense to switch, you switch, and then you can always make another change come October. So that's, what I can offer the people right now. That's the biggest thing right now to look at. And then come April, we'll look at some other options. And the veterans, too, that go to the VA, they don't think they need a Medicare plan, but they should get one because there's ones out there that don't cost them anything, and it gives them a second set of eyes to look at them. And if the VA's crowded, guess what? Then they can see a doctor outside the VA. If they need to get some pharmaceuticals, instead of going to the VA, they can go to your local pharmacies. So there's a lot of things out there that if you don't take the time to investigate or call somebody like myself, you're going to be missing the boat. So please, give me a call, 813-966-1052, Patrick Highland. Brandon, always a pleasure to be on with you, brother.
Yeah, man.
A lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, kid. And look forward to being with you again on the air real soon.
Likewise. Keep up the good work. Nothing but great feedback on Patrick Highland, all the folks that I've known that have worked with him, veterans, Medicare, open enrollment. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon.
All right, coming up, Shane Socash. We're going to talk with Shane. He's the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. Talking with him. Also, housing update. What's going on in housing? We're going to break that down for you here also on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online. Let's connect online at CQB Show, at Brandon Rhymes 1. And we'll see you after this short break.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk with Shane Socash coming up here in just a moment. He's the owner of David Reynolds Jewelry Coin. We're going to get an update from him. Quick shout out to our friend Lee over at Lee's Royal Services. He does a great job cleaning our real estate properties, residential, commercial properties. He does a outstanding job. Lee'sRoyalServices.com, home and office cleaning, Lee'sRoyalServices.com for the interior of the properties. Now, if you're looking on the exterior, you want to get a cleaning done, Heights Soft Wash, pressure washing company right here in Tampa Bay, HeightsSoftWash.com. Ramin is the owner. I've known him for a long time, does a great job out there. HeightsSoftWash.com for all of your pressure washing needs here in Tampa Bay. All right, a couple of hot listings from the team here. We've got 1318 Roosevelt. This one's down in Venice, Florida, Gulf Coast, down south. We got a lovely home here. This one's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. You have 1,853 square foot single family home. No high HOA or CDD fees, so you got lower fees there. Beautiful kitchen. I love the colors here. You got the lighter color kitchen. People really love that. The stainless steel appliances. Beautiful property. Motivated sellers. We just did a major price improvement down to $399 on this property as well. You should check it out today if you have an interest and you're looking on the Gulf Coast to buy real estate. 1318 Roosevelt Drive, Venice, Florida. Highly sought after neighborhood. Gulf View Estates. No backyard neighbor. Great opportunity here in beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida. 8534 Carriage Point Drive. Carriage Point Drive. This is another great listing. This one's in East Hillsborough County, Gibsonton, Florida. You got a 432, 1780 square feet, situated on a premium corner lot. You have double gates there in case you have a recreational vehicle you want to park there with a HOA approval. Multiple patios. You got electricity back there. Updated, beautiful home here. Great opportunity. Community pool, tennis courts, basketball, playground. Lots of extras there. Newer roof as well in 2024. HVAC updated. 8534 Carriage Point Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. Another one of our beautiful listings. We have about 60 current listings from the Platinum MVP team. We're listing all your vacant land, your commercial properties, residential properties, of course, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Shane Socash, David Reynolds, Jewelry and Coin. Welcome back to the program, sir.
Hey, Brandon. Nice to be back.
Yeah, man. Yep. And, you know, the economy saw an uptick recently this last month, this first month. I'm sure you probably heard the news. The consumer price inflation is showing good numbers. The significantly slower the pace of inflation. So the housing is getting steadily a little bit better. We're seeing interest rates creeping down on the mortgage side. Things are looking a little bit better, not terribly improving, but at least it is an improvement.
Well, that's nice to see. We're seeing some movement in the metal markets, which is fun too.
Yeah, the metal markets. That's people have been kind of fleeing to that over the years, right? You've seen that trend, people moving out of the dollar into those types of funds. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, definitely. I think by the time this airs, we're likely will have broken the $3,000 ceiling of per ounce for gold, which is, every day at this point is a new all-time high. And I know that for a lot of people, they've had this number in their mind. When gold hits 3,000, I'm going to sell. And so we'll see what happens. But we have been buying insane amounts every day. It's pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it really is, because people they have this underlying concern about the dollar. And now, it seems like as a country we're moving in the right direction. I mean, we saw fuel prices going down. Gasoline prices are almost back to the level seen prior to COVID disruptive years. So that's going to affect shipping. So your shipping cost, and that should, kind of trickle down into lower prices on goods, things that we buy at our grocery stores. We're seeing eggs slowly starting to come down. But it is interesting to see how this all plays together. It's a very complex puzzle, and almost like a Rubik's Cube, right, when you're looking at the economy with all these different moving parts.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's for smarter folks like you to figure out. I'm just kind of more observing it and watching it happen, and hoping for the best, regardless of how it goes. I'm always an optimist, and hoping that it works out the best it can.
Yeah, and if you look at some people, they're kind of heavy and bullish on some of the cryptos and some of the digital currencies. I've never really been real heavy on those. But, the sure thing is gold, platinum, silver. I mean, those are the things that we know that will retain that value. And they've been looked at for many, not only consumers, but governments. Governments buying record numbers for their federal reserves as well, Shane.
What I've witnessed being here for 25 years, 25 years, is the wealthy folks that I've dealt with in that 25 years. This is what I've learned. I watch what they do. They own some property. They might have a couple investment properties. They may have a little bit of gold. They may have a little bit of silver. They may have, some crypto. And then basically they just sit back and they let that just sit there. And one day they wake up and it's like the news says gold is all-time high. And they say, well, I got some gold. And they go look and they're like, I'm into this gold 600 an ounce, and gold is now 2,800 or 2,900 an ounce. I think now's a good time to sell. And they do that with each of the things that they dabble in. And like gold, silver, platinum, those are those are one of those things.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at real estate whenever the market was booming back in 22, right? People they get cocky, they get too aggressive on their prices, then they end up pricing the property incorrectly. And that single family home that should have sold, if you get caught at a downswing, now that property's sitting on the market. So you can see that how the consumer mindset is. It's like they think it's going to be good forever, and they price the properties in a wrong place, and then it sits. And then what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to real estate is that only 1/3 of all properties that actually get listed, that hit the multiple listing service, calling it on the market, actually close. The other 2/3 of the properties end up canceled, withdrawn, or expired. And maybe they go under contract and they have a falling out, an appraisal issue, an inspection issue, but only 1/3 of all properties that hit the MLS actually sell. So when you see the ebbs and flows of each market, it's interesting to see, the perspective of the gold buyers, people that are buying gold and silver and platinum and other, metals and investing in that. It's really interesting to see.
Pretty fascinating, and a big part of what we do. We're buying and selling all day long, every day, and the numbers just keep getting bigger as the per ounce price climbs. So,
yeah. Now you're also outside of the gold and the platinum, silver, the precious metals. You're also putting together some pretty awesome deals for people, and some jewelry, some diamonds. What else you got going over there?
Yeah, full service. Anything you can imagine that can be done related to jewelry, we offer here. 3 graduate gemologists on staff, 3 registered master valuers. We've got 6 full-time jewelers, and it's all here under our house, or under our roof. Excuse me, and. Basically, my job box, I do the CAD design for computers, or for jewelry. So I'm working with clients, computer designing a piece that, that might hold their stones, or we supply the stones, and working back and forth until we come up with exactly what they want.
Yeah, I love it. You've been in business for quite a long time. The reputation precedes you guys. It's Shane Socash on the line here with us. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, online at davidreynoldsjewelryandcoin.com. Also located in Pinellas County, right there. What's the address again? Right off of Central?
Yeah, it's 4009 Central Avenue, corner of 40th Street and Central since 1981.
Now, let me ask you a question, because I know it was in the news. Trump was going to visit Fort Knox to see if the gold was really there. Have you heard or seen? I haven't seen any reporting on that, but I'm kind of curious to know as well.
That's got to skyrocket.
Yeah, so
it's not.
It's fascinating because what if it's not? Yeah, it's like what does that mean as far as confidence in the government if they go and they open it up and it's an empty vault? I mean, I have no reason to believe it's not there, but it's. I mean, let's take a look.
Yeah, exactly. It would be interesting to see. I haven't heard the follow up on that. The other thing I was curious to see too, because I heard when they took a trip up to Greenland, I heard, Charlie Kirk, Don Jr., they went up there and they flew on Trump Force One, and they went up and they said that Greenland has such a plethora. It's a rich country of rubies and all types of other gems and not jewelry, but gems and other precious metals underground. And they're not able to get them, but they had their vote. I haven't heard the outcome of that. I thought they had their vote a couple days ago. We'll have to pull that and maybe see if we can find that on the break. Did Greenland have their vote? And they're choosing the United States versus to stay with the Danes.
I'll be darned. Again, not my field of expertise, but what is that I'll tell you, northern Canada is absolutely full of diamond mines, and I can't imagine that the possibility is not there for Greenland. Yeah,
exactly. I think they're going to vote to come along with us, and that's going to help us in terms of our national security, because we're looking at hemisphere. If we can protect and control our entire hemisphere, now we don't have to go overseas and fight these wars. We don't have to go thousands of miles and insert ourselves in there. So Greenland's opposition wins election dominated by independents and Trump. Greenland's opposition. What does that mean, Todd? So
it means they voted to go away from Denmark.
They did. So they voted to go away from Denmark to come over to us. See, I thought that would happen. Thank you for pulling that. All right, Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg is the physical location. And Shane, when people come in, over the years we've heard some really interesting stories. You got a time for a little story for us? Any kind of story time with Shane Socash?
The closest thing that I have, and this is a little complex and niche, is we have one client who has been doing this lately. He's been going online and finding on eBay coins that are graded through a grading service in a plastic slab, and he knows these die characteristics of specific coins. So he'll see them, and he's able to catch things that the grading services didn't catch. And he has been able to buy them off of eBay, crack them out of their holders, resubmit them as what he knows them to be, and make thousands of dollars off these coins. And he has us submit them to the grading services for him.
Wow!
But that's different than someone. The average jewelry box you walk in with, there's going to be some junk, and there's going to be some silver, and there's going to be some gold. Every time someone walks in anymore, it's $3,000-$4,000, so that we find of their old stuff that they don't do anything with anymore.
Yeah, that's in a sense found money. That's an opportunity for people to pull some stuff out of their safe, or we've heard the backyard buried coffee can in the yard that Grandpa stored.
Yeah, Go dig it up.
Yeah. So go visit Shane Socash over at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Pete. And you're buying all types of stuff, aren't you, Shane?
Yeah. So pretty much anything that contains gold, silver, platinum, all the time. We're buying diamonds. We're buying jewelry. Pretty much all that stuff. We say all that glitters, bought and sold.
I like that. You're also making repairs. I'm looking at some of the reviews online here. It says, one of them says, I went into David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin today in hopes that someone in the store would be able to help me repair a bracelet that I dearly love. Jose, who helped me, instantly understood the problem and helped him with the repair. So you're doing a lot over there, buying, selling. You're also designing jewelry, and a great opportunity to impress the one of your loved ones, whether it's a fiance or boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, go in there and Shane will take good care of you. Shane, final thought.
Final thought, watch gold. There's some craziness going on with it. Decide whether it's time to buy or sell, depending on your position and what you think, because 3,000 is going to change some things, I think.
Could be a milestone marker, and there might be a sell-off. Could potentially people saying, hey, they had that arbitrary number in their head. When I get to 3,000, I'm selling what I got. Could be some people selling, so that could be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yep, and 3,000 U.S. dollars will be different in all the different countries, and it's a global market. So just because Americans see 3,000 and sell off doesn't mean that it's going to collapse the gold market. So.
Good point. Good point.
Yep.
All right, Shane Socash, thanks so much. Appreciate you calling in, man.
Always a blast. Thanks.
All right. Taking a quick break. Come back. I'm going to talk some real estate with you. I'm going to break down some of the latest numbers, what we're seeing on housing, inflation rates cooling off on housing. And we've got good news on the horizon. So I want to break that down with you here coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com, and I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
We greatly appreciate you spending some time here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, supporting our show partners, reaching out to the hotline, anything that we can do to help you win in any marketplace. You know we're going to do that for you. 813-917-1894. We'll put you in touch with all of the best expert contributors, help you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, investing, refinancing. 813-917-1894. And a good idea is to get on our VIP watch list. What we'll do is we'll take a look at your situation based on your interest rates. Maybe you have a certain amount of credit card debt, maybe some higher interest rate cards, and you don't want to have a 30-day late hit you. So if you're struggling at all, call in. Let's get on that VIP wait list. Watch list, and we're going to watch the rates. And once they get to a point where it makes sense and you can save enough on your interest rate, you can consolidate some debt, we'll be able to do a streamlined refinance, cut out a lot of the fees that some of the other big banks will charge you, and save you a lot of time, effort, and energy, and keep you on that VIP watch list. So reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. I got a feeling that the economy is just going to keep improving. Rates will come down. soon. We got our feel-good story of the day coming up. Citrus fruit consumption helps protect against depression via a gut microbiome. Interesting study that we're going to do in our feel-good story. Before we do, hot listing here. We've got 14135 Cypress Circle. This is a gorgeous condo in beautiful Carrollwood, Florida. Villa-style condo, Cypress clusters at Carrollwood Village. It's a 222, and you got 1,308 square foot single-family home. Single-family residence, that is, and it's a condo in Carrollwood. Lighter color kitchen, stainless steel appliances, community pool, great floor plan, beautiful property. 14135 Cypress Circle, Tampa. Another one of our great real estate listings. 2480 Baywood Drive East. This one's in Dunedin, Florida. Pinellas County. People love Dunedin. This is a great opportunity for an investor. We got a fixer-upper here. 221 1367, moments away from the Pinellas Trail. Baywood Shores is known for its charming mix of classic homes and custom-built waterfront. Short walk to beach access as well. This was a hurricane-damaged home, so you can get a good deal on it. 2480 Baywood Drive East, Dunedin, Florida. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we wanted to touch on a little bit of the real estate market, what's going on and what we're seeing. And this was on one of the podcasts I listened to get news.
Looking through the data, inflation rates on housing saw the most notable cooling. They were up 4.2% from the same month last year, which doesn't sound great, but is actually the smallest yearly increase since 2021. So all that to say, inflation is still present. Prices are still going up, just at a significantly slower pace than we saw in recent years.
Yeah, so that's good news. Also out of Florida Realtor Magazine here, good to know. It says, with rapidly changing buyer preferences and abilities, there have been a lot of migration. There's been a lot of migration within the United States over the past few years. Southern states such as Florida, Texas, and the Carolinas have been big winners in these domestic migration patterns, largely led by more affordable conditions and opportunities. That's from the U.S. Census Bureau. So, more funding for hometown heroes, My Safe Florida Home. So we are looking to the Realtor Board, Realtor Lobby, that is in Tallahassee, and every year we're fighting for all of our hometown heroes, meaning our police, our fire, our medics, nurses. A lot of different. They've expanded the definition of that, but we're looking to secure more funding for that, which helps some of those folks getting into home ownership with less money out of pocket, and helping them with down payment assistance and things of that nature. And if you're on the buy side right now, you can really negotiate a heck of a deal, because sellers recognize that it's not as hot a market. It's a balanced market, so there's more inventory. So you got more houses, more inventory there. You have days on market increasing, and we're setting record. These are record highs that we're seeing, which doesn't necessarily mean bad news on the sell side if you're thinking about selling, because we did have such a hot market for so long. So it's really balancing out, and that's really where you want to be in a market. You want to be in a balanced market, somewhere between 5 to 7 months of inventory. That is a strong, balanced market, and that's kind of where you want to be. You want to see that. So we're seeing good news out there. We can help you buying, selling, investing, and if you're on the buy side, you're able to negotiate a heck of a deal today. Sellers are willing to make deals, motivated sellers, that is, and we're able to add on concessions, meaning that the sellers will contribute to your closing costs, your prepaids, maybe do repairs that they would not have done in previous years. So you can really work a heck of a deal on your real estate transactions now. My wife Lindsay and I own a top team. We got a small team, about a dozen people here locally in Tampa Bay, servicing everything from Ocala and Weeki Wachee all the way down to Venice, Fort Myers, Naples. We're helping folks along that Gulf Coast. And if you list with us, one of our promises to you is, and our highest duty is to get our sellers maximum exposure. That's why we feature all of our listings live on here on the Quarterback Show, leading to maximum profit, shorter marketing period with less headaches. And we're negotiation experts. I actually teach the classes at the Realtor Board. So when it comes to negotiating the best deals for you, we're able to do that. And of course, we got a great lineup of all of the supporting cast, home inspectors, all the different trades represented. So if anything comes up, we're going to be able to jump right on it, make sure that we are addressing those issues, keeping the contract together. A lot of what you pay a real estate agent for is for keeping that contract together, overcoming the adversity, and what we call hardening that deal. You're going to be able to bulletproof that deal in a sense. So, hey, another great show. I want to thank all of our team here, the producers behind the scenes. Patrick Highland did a great job, hosted the Sports Zone insurance agent. Shane Socash, David Reynolds Jewelry Coin, and the production team always doing an awesome job here, helping us win on the radio here. Thank you for calling into the show, supporting the program, and we really, truly, it makes our day when we get to talk to you and position you to win, position you for success, help you win in any marketplace, as we say. So please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.